Hello, we are going to start on lesson 4 today. Apologies for a long wait for the new update. I was quite busy last few weeks. Okay, so today we are going to learn something new, which is how to use broadcast. As you can see, I've already prepared quite messy but yet ugly backdrop for the maze map. So you can always draw your own maze map using your own creativity. I must admit that my creativity is not so good, so for the convenient wise, and I don't want you all to stare at the screen to see how I draw the lines, the messy lines, so I will just prepare it beforehand. Okay, so let's start. We are going to make the cat go across the maze tunnel. I would say tunnel. If it touch the purple line, that means game over. If in the end it can squeeze through without touching any purple line and reach the green area, that means the cat is winning the maze game. It's a very simple game, but we can use this simple game to illustrate how broadcast is used. Okay, without further ado, let's start the lesson. First, I would need to have a flag start. So when the flag start, as you can see, my cat is really small because I preset it to 20. If you want it to be original size, that will be too big for the maze. You can either do a manual set here, 20 for your convenience, because we are not going to go to next level for this demonstration. If let's say you want to go to next level, you can make the cat become bigger and bigger to make it more challenging. But right now we just at level 0, so I would just set it at 20. In alternative ways, you can use code to set the size. Of course, you can use this change size or set size. Okay, so let's say I set size to 20%. So when I click the flag, it will become 20% automatically. It depends on your scenario or usage. So I can, since I do the code this way, then I will just leave it. Okay, so I will position my cat around here. Of course, this one can be done by code or do a menu position. I would suggest you do by code since we are learning coding, isn't it? We want to reduce as much of manual as possible. As you will realize here, the current position of cat is -218 and positive y coordinates position is 145. So this one is auto updated in here. So you just copy the numbers. Actually, you don't need to copy, just drag the code block under the set size will do. Okay, so what we are going to do is I want it to follow my mouse direction. So we have learned this in the previous lesson. That's reporter blocks, I remember. So definitely reporter blocks, because it's a continuous movement, so we want it to be inside the forever loop. Inside the forever loop, we're going to set, if you can still remember, set X and set Y. Okay, so how do I set X to my mouse position? Do remember we learned that the mouse X and mouse Y, we do learn the difference of position X and position Y also. So this will do the work. Let's say I position my mouse, my cat around here before I play it. Let's say before I want to exit the game ready, I go to next level, and then in a new level you want to position the cat in the beginning position again. So that's how you do the code over here. So let's see. So you can see the cat auto size to 20% and go to around this location, and it will follow your mouse pointer along the way. Right now, if I touch the purple color one, the lines, nothing will happen because our code haven't instructed the computer to do some reactions. So next, let's do this step. Once it touch the purple color line, it will broadcast some message. So again, I will need the flag. When the flag is clicked, I'm going to do a continuous check. Check what situation? Check if, you see, whenever we do a condition check, this if then block we learned before come into picture. It's very, very important for decision making scenarios. So if the cat is touching color purple, make sure you choose the correct range of color purple. As you can see, color purple can become have different range. So it got lighter range and darker range. So how do I know I select the exact purple color? You can use the color picker icon here, click here, and you see the circle. Make sure you see, as you can see, the circle become purple. So that means you have selected this color. Click to select the color, and this current color is exact color matching to your maze line color. Okay, so if touching color purple, what should we do? We are going to broadcast. Where's my broadcast? We are going to broadcast wing. No, loose. Sorry, my bad. Loose. Okay. This is the new message. If you have previous message created, you can just reuse the code. But if you don't have any broadcast message, you just create a new one. So let's see, what does this broadcast do? So let me explain a bit. So broadcast is like a commando. A broadcast commando, you see soldiers in the army will listen to commando, right? So once commando pass out a message, all other soldiers are listening and react accordingly. So same to this broadcast idea in the coding, Scratch coding. When we try to broadcast this message, somewhere in our game or some sprite, backdrop, regardless of backdrop, sprites, or any other sprite, they will try to listen if you code it so. So if you don't have the code of receive broadcast some message, then it's not related to this broadcast message. I'm hoping that I'm making my message clear. So the idea of broadcast, let me repeat, is to broadcast a message where other sprite, related sprite or backdrop can listen to and react accordingly. Okay, so if I broadcast loose, someone or some backdrop is listening in this game. In our case, we want to show the you win backdrop. So let's go to the backdrop here. Currently, we only have one backdrop. So we are going to add one more backdrop. I will choose the heart shape and I will tap you win message here. You can select your own font size to make it obvious. Okay, and then do remember, have a good habit of naming to make it clear in your coding, no matter you are coding a simple game or completed game. So completed or complex game, this habit will benefit you in your long way. Having a good naming habit. I have so many students at first don't have such habit, and then the more they build, the more they will get confused, and they will spend more time finding the right sprite, right backdrop name that they should code. Let's say I have so many heart shape backdrop. In the front coding, they need to switch and forward and backward to see whether the backdrop can match their code or not. Okay, so always have a good naming. So if this backdrop is for wing scenario, I'm going to name it wing. Of course, we're going to have a game over backdrop. So I'm going to prepare the game over backdrop at the same time. Loose, and I will use let me convert to Victor text tool. I'm going to tap game over. Maybe I want to change another color and then resize it. Maybe put it around here. Alright, so my wing and loose backdrop is ready. So let's go back to our code. Noted that, hey, where's my code just now? See the top right hand corner around here? This is an indicator that you are coding now for the backdrop. Of course, there's no code in the backdrop for now. So let's go to the cat. Okay, as you can see the blueprint here, the cat is selected. That's why your code is back. Okay, your code is not lost. It's just that if you have selected something that you haven't coded, you might need to reference to the blueprint. I think we mentioned this in lesson 1. All right, so if I choose to broadcast the loose scenario on my backdrop, I must listen, right? So when I receive here is the message. When I receive loose signal, I will switch backdrop to loose. Okay, but do remember, if at the starting point we want to use the backdrop 1, so make sure at the starting point you set your backdrop correctly. Otherwise, when other player play your game, once they exit the game, the other player will start from the loose backdrop gameplay, which is not appropriate. Okay, it's not the right behavior. So make sure we have the backdrop 1. Now you may question, what is backdrop 1? That's because my naming is not proper. So I will go to the backdrop 1 here to rename it start. Okay, so at least we know that, oh, I'm doing a start backdrop here instead of backdrop 1, a proper naming. Okay, now let's test output. Let's say I go along the way and then accidentally I touch the purple color, and you see I reach the game over backdrop. So you see the cat is still over here. Maybe I want to hide the cat after the game over. Okay, so how to do this? Do remember to put the height under the broadcast loose. So once we broadcast and then the backdrop rendered correctly, back in our sprite code, we're going to hide our sprite. So this is the code flow. Now when I play, it should go to the start backdrop, and I think my cat is gone. As you can see, the cat is gone and backdrop still come back here. Okay, the reason is, first we need to show the cat, because we had the cat here, we need to show it. Okay, so show where? When the flag is clicked, I'm going to show the cat. Now the cat can be properly showed. Alright, so this is how we do it by making the game over scenario. So how to do the win scenario? It's very similar to the game over. We just need another check, but this time let's try wait until instead of using if then. Okay, so when the flag is clicked, I'm going to do a forever check, forever loop, I would say, and then in the forever loop we are going to check certain condition will be met or not. So wait until touching color let's go back to the green color one. Okay, I need to find the green color exit point. So this green match the exact color of this color line. Okay, and then I'm going to broadcast. Are we going to broadcast loose again? Of course no. We are going to create a new message called win. Okay, so this is win scenario, and I'm going to hide in the win scenario. I want to hide the cat also, and I want to stop all the code to indicate that it's game ended. So it should end the code in either scenario. Okay, so in the backdrop here, we need to add the listener of the broadcast message. So when I receive, do remember to open the backdrop and change to correct signal. When I receive wind, I should switch backdrop to wind. Now, without refer back to the backdrop, by a good naming habit, you still will know which backdrop you should choose, right? Instead of using backdrop 1, backdrop 2, backdrop 3, in the end, you don't really know which backdrop refers to which one. All right, so good naming is very important in programming, very, very important. Okay, so switch backdrop to win. Okay, let's test if we need to enhance our code or not. This should be fine. Let's test and see. Coding is all about creativity, doing, debugging, enhancement. Okay, so let's try. Now we are in the testing mode to see whether there are any bugs or any enhancement we need for such a simple game. Okay, let's come to the challenging part. Okay. Oh no, I'm touching the purple line. Okay, let me try it again. Oh no, I'm moving so fast. Okay, let me try again. Hope it's the last time I try. I want to reach to the green color one to test the second scenario. Okay, come on, come on. Okay, right. Okay, good. Although it's an ugly maze map, but it's kind of challenging. Alright. Okay, good. I win. Alright. So this is how you can code a simple game using the technique of broadcast. I think I have explained the main points and do a simple project to illustrate the broadcast. I hope you do the same practice at home. Of course, you can contact us for more practice, even to enhance our current game. How do you enhance the current game that I can go to next level? Once I pass this maze, I might go to another backdrop with more complicated maze on level 2, level 3, you know, go on and go on. So how to level up is something that we can assist offline in our coding school. Right, so I hope you have learned something new today. So I will see you next time.